right?
Yes.
Basically, I was telling her to die.
Oh.
No, she was lying
around,
there.
Yes.
Yeah, but she just was refusing to die.
Yeah.
Then I prayed and I prayed and I prayed. And exactly 3 days later, she passed. It was a bit of a weird one for me because someone would then say, okay, but Nkulu, did you kill her?
Exactly. I was about to come there. What happened?
Okay, no, Paul, I did not kill her.
You just did the Lord's work.
Yes, right.
Yeah, also for me, Mkulu, I think for me, it's going to be hard, to leave this world and leave my wife alone here. I have that thing to say, I don't want to die first. She'd rather die first.
Okay, all right. So let me ask you.
It's not the one.
Let me ask you a question. What is it that you think you're going to do for her physically? Because you're no longer going to be in the physical realm.
Okay, so let me tell you.
Right.
Because we speak about it when we're together.
Yes.
I'm like, baby, Mahama, Nilande. Come and fetch me. No, she should come fetch me, Mkulu. Oh, me, if I leave first, she should come back and fetch me. No, I'm going to come back and fetch her.
Why?
Oh, I can't be alone there.
You're not alone. At one point, you stopped wanting breast milk.
Yes.
Why?
For me, my mom forced me. Like until this day, I'll be still on that thing. I'm telling you.
Mina, I tell Mpo, she can get married. So long as she is wiser with money, then I will leave her. That's all I tell her. Yes. Please don't be like those women who go and get Abo Benten, Ahamba Orlando, Clifford, and then
yeah,
Clifford. Why Clifford the brush is under?
He wants to operate. He's like, and my land is like, he's gonna operate.
So he's shaking his head and
he's like, the hands are like, we're gonna.
I'm cool. I'll take care of her.
Operate.
So that's why I understand Enigma mate. Shower my plate. Like, what are we eating? Where is this coming from?
You know what? We should have, Pastor Enigma here on this show, man. We are manifesting that we already have Enigma on the show. The episode is coming with Pastor Enigma. He's going to be sitting just here.
But he's going to curse me.
Sanbonani, Dumelang, Absheni. It's a boy, Opolo Mahlasela, Ohlasi, Ometi, Omabele, Sijamota Kameleng, Hamana, Umanzini, Ukabe, Gokmoli. Amen, amen. We are back again, still the same, nothing has changed. We're still here at Ntozetu BNB, located at Orlando East, Soweto. Please check out the venue. The guys, have really did us a favor by allowing us to shoot here. These are efforts for us to really improve the website. And thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Clifford is here. Mpo is here. Malwande is here. And Muhle is here. But most importantly, my right-hand man is here. Mkhulisishi, how are you doing, sir?
Usishilo, Nwaba, Umatendra, Ubayikulu. Ngihamba nogoba amachanga samahle ombambo.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm good. I've been exhausted. The year-end fatigue has kicked in.
Hectic.
It just seems to be busy everywhere. Like everywhere, people are just
yeah.
So it's that time of the year. We're winding down, but like you said in the last episode, it seems Tina, we are not winding down. We are going to be winding up.
Yeah, because of I feel like a lot of podcasts or a lot of shows are going to be closing down, but people are going to be needing content, right? So for me, I don't want us to really close down, man. We still need to push much more further because the goal
100%.
really is to get to 3,000 subscribers, at least 2,000 subscribers, okay, guys, by the end of the year. And then we're going to start off next year, getting and reaching 3,000 subscribers. But please do us that favor. Click on the subscription button. Open up the notification bell right there. Please also leave down your comments because we always love to hear from you. And believe it, it's me and Kuli answering to every comment that you guys put out there. Do us that small favor. Tell also your other friends because we always have a problem, Kulu, of the people who watch. 60% of them, when I look into the, YouTube insights, they are not subscribed. They just watch and pass along. And we are doing all these efforts, buying the mics, getting this venue, paying for this venue. God has blessed us here, with a proper studio. So some are Stasha guys, and we're doing all these efforts to really improve the podcast, the content, bring in, exciting guests, special guests for you guys. So the small favor that you can do for us guys is to just really subscribe, Like there's nothing much to it. But other than that, I'm excited about this episode. I hope you guys are also excited about this episode. If you're feeling the year-end fatigue, I'm also feeling it. Every time when I come back from work, I sleep. I doze off. Like, literally. Usually, like I'm used to sleeping late because, I have projects that I handle.
Yeah.
Maybe, like a few posters that I need to do or logos that I need to do at night, But this time around, I just doze off. I just sleep.
You're exhausted.
Yo, how are you handling the year-end fatigue on your end?
I don't have time to sleep.
Yeah.
So normally when I get home, I get home around about 6:30.
Yeah.
Then I have to eat, and then I get ready for my first session, and I have another session at night. I try to take a break on Monday unless someone says to me it's really, really urgent.
Yeah.
Then I do a reading. Sometimes it's a face-to-face, sometimes it's a video call.
Yeah.
So it gets hectic. But midweek is not as busy as weekends for me. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to the river. I think I'm taking about 6 people, if not 8. Sometimes it gets 10 people. So what I'm trying to do lately is get mentors. Banya would call it a matwasa. So there are people that I'm mentoring that come through to the river with me.
Yeah.
And we help. And I teach you to connect with Idlos in Ama Angels Arc so that you can also help me with the people that I'm cleansing. So sometimes it's not just cleansing. Sometimes I have to come back home and I have to do someone's kushula kwestunya, raising their angels. That also gets hectic. Once in a while, you'll get someone that is having ghosts at home. Yes, ghosts. I said ghosts. Sometimes people have evil spirits running around in their home, and they would ask for help, and then I come through.
Yeah.
I think the weirdest one, and this is the beauty of being spiritually gifted, you have to be brave, Paul.
Oof.
Years ago, a friend of mine's grandmother died, but she died under mysterious circumstances.
Yeah.
And they requested that I come and cleanse her. Like, ngeze umzimba wakhe, ngiwuthandazele, so that, whatever was done can be undone. And like, it was just so random. They just phoned me, Nkulu, ungawugeza umzimba wakho. And I remember thinking to myself, and then a voice said, say yes. And I said, yes, definitely. I'll come through. So sometimes spirit will put you on the spot so that you can learn.
Yeah.
So you go and pray for a woman's dead body. Another one, an old lady was sick, and it wasn't really a coma per se, but she just wasn't dying at home.
Yeah.
For months, and they did everything to try and make sure she passes on, but she just wasn't passing. So they called me to say, Kulu, can you please come and pray for my grandmother so that she can be released? And I did. I came and I prayed for her. The first thing, Paul, I felt when I got in the house, I felt her spirit walking through me. And it was very agitated and frustrated because she felt like she's living at the wrong time. The family still needs her. So all I needed to do was to put her in comfort spiritually, that whatever it is that you're worried about, leave it in the hands of God and it will be taken care of. Please leave now, right?
Yes.
Basically, I was telling her to die.
Oh.
No, she was lying there.
Yes.
Yeah, but she just was refusing to die.
Yeah.
Then I prayed and I prayed and I prayed. And exactly 3 days later, she passed. It was a bit of a weird one for me because someone would then say, okay, but Nkulu, did you kill her?
Exactly. I was about to come there. What happened?
Okay, no, Paul, I did not kill her.
You just did the Lord's work.
Yes, she's almost dead and she needs to pass.
Yeah.
And it's not nice. The family members can see she should have gone months ago, but she's just stuck in this realm. Yes. So
the body was there. The body was still there, right?
Yeah.
Sorry?
I was praying for the body, yeah. I was praying for her soul to go now. It's okay. Sometimes you just need to let the spirit know that it's time to go, right?
Yeah, also for me, I think for me it's gonna be hard, to leave this world and leave my wife alone here. I have that thing to say, I don't want to die first. She rather die first.
Okay, all right. So let me ask you.
It's not the one.
Let me ask you a question. What is it that you think you're going to do for her physically? Because you're no longer going to be in the physical realm.
Okay, so let me tell you.
Right.
Because we speak about it when we're together.
Yes.
I'm like, baby, mahamba ngilande.
Are
Come
you
and
crazy?
fetch me. No, she should come fetch me, Mkulu. Oh, me, if I leave first, she should come back and fetch me. No, I'm going to come back and fetch her.
Why?
Oh, I can't be alone there.
You're not alone.
I need
You're
my
not alone.
significant self.
Guys,
What if I meet other beautiful spirits, there's angels and stuff like that, and knowing everything is soga and then yabugega. I'm gonna drink Isimo's chair right now. Ngizotloa. Think about that, Mkulu. Like,
Paul, you really don't understand spirits. When Utabo in the Simos episode said, now I understand what he was talking about. You don't understand spirit.
but Mkulu, okay, like on a serious note,
Yeah.
I'm worried about her to say, how is she gonna cope with the fact that I've left her? Like she's gonna be feeling lonely, she's gonna be missing me. How is she
No.
gonna manage the household?
No. When you're on the other side,
Yes.
you have different needs. The loneliness that you're talking about,
It's not there.
it's not there because it's no longer sexual. Sex is off this earth because sex is used as a tool to bring humans here, to bring souls here, right? In other realms, you don't incarnate through sex. There's other ways to incarnate in other realms. This one, it's through sex. But when you go outside and you are not in this construct and you are not in this realm, you're not going to need sex. In fact, you will actually wish for your wife to have another husband.
Why? Oh, her love, never. Never. Never.
Because you will not be jealous. I have clients. I have another lady who is a sangoma that I've been helping for years. She met her boyfriend. She's very grown. She's a grown lady. She met her boyfriend through the boyfriend's late wife. Right? So the late wife kept coming to her, saying to her, I left my husband alone and I am worried for him that he's lonely. Please, can you date my husband?
Honestly, honestly.
What do you mean, yo?
Yeah.
Guys, it's a different realm.
No, I get that life continues, but for the wife that side to come and say, hey, date this person.
Yes, because you're not even going to feel jealousy. You're not going to feel because it's a world of non-attachments. You're not going to feel the need to. Let me explain it in another way. What are the things that you needed as a child that you didn't need at some point? Okay, let's start with breast milk. At one point, you stopped wanting breast milk.
Yes.
Why?
For me, my mom forced me. Like until this day, I'll be still on that thing. I'm telling you.
That's what I'm saying. You grew out and you got into new environment
yes,
that
yes.
doesn't need breast milk anymore. Your body didn't need breast milk anymore. So now you needed adult food. It doesn't mean that, so if you grow, right, and you have a younger sister or a younger brother, you will still wish that she could have breast milk, even though when you don't need it anymore. Same concept. I'm now on the other side. I do not need sex. I do not need food. I do not need all of that physical attachment anymore. But I wish for my wife, who still needs physical attachment, to have physical attachment. I tell Mpo, she can get married. So long as she is wiser with money, then I will leave her. That's all I tell her. Please don't be like those women who go and get about Benten, Clifford, and then
Yeah,
well, Clifford the brush is under.
he wants to operate. He's like, and my land is like, he's
So
gonna operate.
So he's shaking his head and
He's like, the hands are like, we're gonna,
yeah, I'm cool. I'm sure I'll take care
I'm
of
gonna
her.
operate.
So I always tell my wife, look, I won't need sex. I won't even feel jealous. You can be with another husband so long as he's gonna make you happy, so long as he's gonna love you, and he's not gonna be about the money that I'm gonna leave. I'm a police army are for the children and you.
Yes.
If ufuna ukudla imali no husband wakho musha, that's your choice. I'm good. I don't even need money where I'll be. I'm dead, right?
Yeah.
So you can do that, but don't be used. That's what I always tell my wife. Don't be used for the sake of physicality and being lonely. You know. So that go back to the breast milk.
You're right.
You don't need breast milk anymore. You've grown out of it.
You're right.
When you leave the physical world and you go into the spirit world, you don't need physicality anymore.
You're right.
You know. So that's why I understand Enigma mate yadliwe ezulwini kushawa plate. Like, what are we eating? Where is this coming from?
You know what? We should have, Pastor Enigma here on this show, man. We are manifesting that we already have Enigma on the show. The episode is coming with Pastor Enigma. He's going to be sitting just here.
But he's going to curse me.
No, man, we just really need to know the truth, man. We're starting off like, okay, before we move on from this, like, I just have one more thing that I just want to see before we move on to the main topic.
Sure.
I've watched episodes again as a Luzlam on TV.
You're a fan of the system.
Yo, huge. I don't want to lie.
She's
huge.
Very gifted, ne?
Yo, huge.
That I've explained to you how mediums work.
Yes.
And how I ran away from it. Because I thought my brain was gonna go crazy. Because I used to see spirits everywhere all the time.
Yes.
Right? But now they show themselves in a different way.
Yes.
Because I prayed and I said, God, this is too much for me.
Yes.
I don't even think I was going to be able to work. There was a time when at work, I'd be talking to you at boardroom, but my eyes would keep going.
You told me about that. You told me about that.
And every time people who would notice it, they'd be like, Mlu, why do you do that? What are you looking at? What are you looking at? And then I'm like, sorry, I'm sorry. And now tell me, what are you looking at? And then I'm like, no, I'm spiritually gifted and I can see your dead people behind you. And
then they get creeped out.
Yeah, and then they're like, okay, and then so I said I don't want to be that weird. I want to be normal. So now this is a message to everyone out there that's spiritually gifted. You can ask for the dial to be dialed down a bit so that it's not too much. So Mina, what happens is when it's really necessary,
yes,
then a person will show up.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll show up for a split second, and then they disappear.
Yes.
Like, I remember one time, my daughter, we are at a spa, and we are at the till. And while I'm paying, this man appears on my right for like a split second. He was wearing a red t-shirt and brown pants. And he had a haircut. Enigma also took but anyway, he had a
yeah, you love Enigma, man. Nah. Wait, last episode, this episode. Yeah.
So he had a haircut and he showed himself, and then he disappeared. So what happens to me is I see it on my peripheral, the corner of my eye, and I go, and then he's gone, right? And then for that split second, he transfers information very quickly to me. Uguti, this is a message for the lady up behind the till. So I go, oh, sorry, Sissy, I'm so sorry to weird you out, but I'm spiritually gifted, and there's a man here who just showed up. He says he's your uncle. He's dressed in red and brown pants, and he has this type of haircut, and he's dark-skinned, and you're like, Umalume. And I'm like, yeah. Anyways, he said, I must tell you something. And the lady's like, wait, Umalume. I'm like, come down. He's here, but he wants me to pass a message to you and your family. Can you please do this 1, 2, 3? And then he's gone. You know. So it happens like that when it's really urgent. My wife and I went to a Thai spa once outside Joburg.
Yes.
We're chilling at night by the pool, and there's a floater. Those there's a futwayo that look like animals, but they are plastic. You sit on them on the pool. I don't have the English word, guys. Sorry. No, you know when you're in the pool and you're sitting on that thing, that's like an animal that makes you float.
Yes,
Yeah,
those
that
things.
thing. Yeah. So we're
those
sitting.
sponges,
Yes. So we're sitting far from it, from the pool, me and my wife. We were in the jacuzzi. And the floater kept turning in very weird way. And I'm like, love, hold on, I'm coming back. And then my wife is like, oh, okay. And then I went to the floater.
Yes.
And behind the floater was an old a Malaysian man.
Wow.
So maybe from Thailand, I don't know, because he looked. But I'm sorry, I'm not saying by Afanagmina, but I'm saying like he looked like he's from Oriental, like that side of the world.
Yes.
And he was sitting there, and you could see he's dead, but he's just sitting there.
Yeah.
So I said to him, "Hi, I could see the way you were making the floater act funny, that you wanted my attention. What's up?" Then he said, "Oh, I'm the grandfather of the owner of this Thai spa. I need you to go and tell a message for me." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, what's the message?" And then he gives me the message. And then I'm like, "Okay, I'll tell her in the morning when I see her." Because she comes in the morning, because we were there for like a weekend. Then I was done. And then he goes away. Then I come back to my wife. And then I'm like, "Oh, love, I was talking to this old Thai man who's died years ago.
Yes.
He wanted me to pass the message on."
Yes.
And then my wife is like, "Oopie." And I'm like, "No."
That's the thing about us, like, normal people, if I were to put it, not yet initiated spiritually. So we always like, get amazed by that. But I think what I wanted to say is that, like, watching, like, again, Iloslam, and I think, we should also bring Unan system, man.
Hey.
Amen. I'm busy manifesting these things, bro. Don't worry, bro. I'm busy.
You wanted to ask me a question?
Yes.
Yeah.
To say, I watched Iloslami. System B had a situation, an encounter where the man kept on coming back in the house and wanting to sleep with his wife.
Yes.
Every night.
Yes.
Like umama katangalali, ashosha ubuthongo.
Yes.
And there was like something that was like literally trying to pull down her pants and get the
Yeah.
things rocking.
Right.
One will assume that yilwane lezo,
Yeah.
right? But then what happens in that kind of situation when your man wants to sleep with you?
Was it really her man? Is that what System B said?
Yes.
Okay.
Because of like also like System B also said, no, kulmanai, njelut na whoa, like you cannot encounter and like in that fashion because you are still in flesh, he is spirit, that can't happen. Just some cool because if you're kumana cool, but also he's trying, like he's doing that to also get your attention about omnak. And I said, I wonder if now, because of the things that he likes, why don't you do those things? Because of him being dead, it doesn't mean that his spirit is dead. You can still, just be like, good morning, my love. Pretend as if he's still there physically, like normal stuff. Do the things that you guys like both liked to do. That time you guys were still together physically. So he's still here. So he's trying to get your attention, that kind of thing like that.
Namhlanje idlozi lisihambisile saya
That kind of stuff.
All right. So, okay. So when we cross over, there's a couple of spirits. There's an ancestor in Idlozi. There's Itonga, which is an ancestor that is ascended. There's also ghosts. Ghosts are normally spirits that have passed on, but they are still attached to matters of the earth. They don't want to cross over. There's a number of reasons why that could happen. Maybe there is something that the ghost feels they haven't finished on this earth that they need to finish off before they cross over.
Yeah.
Sometimes they refuse to cross over. So that spirit that wants to sleep with the wife, that's wrong. That's wrong. That there's a level of ascension that hasn't happened there with that spirit. Something is wrong there. It should have been stopped right then and there.
Yeah.
I once dealt with an exorcism where I was exorcising this lady. When you do an exorcism, what's more important besides prayer is to understand the spirit, that's the entity that's inside the person, and get the name. The name is critical because once it's like even when you get a demon that you're dealing with, that you're trying to exorcise, when you have the name of that demon, you have power over that demon. So when I spoke when I got the spirit, it was a friend of mine's girlfriend, by the way, who was very spiritually gifted. When it happened to her, I remember because I was giving instructions to my friend, which, okay, tell your brother to get me water, to get me match, to get me candles. I have a Bible in the car, I'm coming. I'm going to pray for this water and I'm going to use it as holy water. I remember at one point when I started speaking to the spirit, my friend's girlfriend who was possessed at the time, her mouth was closed, but you could hear a voice coming out. So my friend is losing it. He's like, Mlu, do you see this ish? Do you see this ish? Do you see this ish? And I'm like, shut up and let me do my job.
Yes,
and then he's like, nobody, she's talking, but her mouth is not moving. And I'm like, I know I'm here with you, but I'm busy. I am talking to the spirit. So the spirit is talking, but the mouth is closed, right? So I talked to the spirit and I asked her, what's her name? That's the first thing I do. I want the name because the name has power. Then she tells me her name. I'm like, okay, nice to meet you. Tell me, why are you in this woman's body? Because you are supposed to have crossed over. Then she says to me, I'm going to kill her. And I'm like, no. You got through to a wrong person today. Mina, I'm not going to allow that to happen. In the name of God, in the name of Jesus, that's not going to happen. Tell me why you are still in this woman's body, because you are dead. Why are you here? What do you want? Talk to me. Tell me, what do you want? So then she tells me that she is my friend's baby mama who died years ago. And she tells me, I've been causing problems in relationships. All the women that he's been dating, the relationship doesn't work out because of me. I stopped them. But this one is strong, this relationship. So I want to kill her. Then I said, okay, you're not going to kill her. We need to talk about why are you not crossing over? Why are you still here? Because you are dead and my friend is taking care of your son. Because I know your son is always here on holidays from KZN. So even your son is like my nephew to me. It's like my boy. So what's the problem? Are you worried about your son? Why are you here? And then she told me like this craziest truth.
You tell me.
The mother of the ghost that's in the girl, uthwale ngayo. So she says to me, my mother is the reason I'm dead. She did a ritual under a tree. She shows me the tree in my mind. Like the activity was insane. She shows me the tree it's somewhere in KZN. She says that's where my spirit is stuck because my mother did a ritual to get money by killing me, and now I'm stuck in this tree in KZN.
Oh.
And then I said, perfect. Give me the details of the tree. Give me the address. I will go sort it out. I will go have you released.
Wow, Mkulu.
But get out of this woman's body. Then the spirit goes backwards now and says, yeah, but I want to kill her.
Jealousy.
So I said to her, see, that's what I'm saying. Ghosts have attachments that they shouldn't have anymore. So I said to her, I am going to put holy water now on this child, and it is going to harm you. Then I put crosses of holy water all over the woman. The woman started screaming like crazy. You've seen Exorcism movies,
Yes.
right?
Oh, I've watched it. So
it was
good.
just like that. She started screaming like crazy, and then she came to.
Being.
And
Came to
she's like,
senses.
what happened? And I was like, I'm done now. Talk to your boyfriend. Tell her what happened. I'm going home. I'm tired.
You were tired.
I was exhausted.
But like, did you end up like, going to the...
No, I didn't. Me and my friend had a fall through, and we don't get along anymore.
It's okay.
But I really wish I could help.
Yeah.
Because there's herbs. Even we were having a CMOS episode again. Utabo was going to tell you this medication, this herb, this does. There's herbs to do it. But me now, I was taught to just use prayer and water.
Yeah.
Holy water was going to release the spirit. So I'm not saying Guti system wrong.
Yes.
Please don't get me wrong. But I'm saying Guti, I would have approached it in a different way. That man is dead. Why does he still want to have sex with his wife? And what do we say in our vows? And we say till death do us part.
So after that, that's when I part.
Uzomenzani nkosikazi wakho?
I now I cannot wait for her. Maybe like for her to I show you more fast.
Umfakeleni lo mfana mfethu, like yini umfakele yona? Because come on guys, like when you're dead, remember the analogy of breast milk. You do not need anything that's in your wife anymore.
Real quick, I don't need her. I can meet another one.
No, okay. Maybe you will need her. Maybe you will need her from a spirit point of view to attach your soul with her. But I wouldn't do that. I would move on. And then when her time comes, and then she finally passes as well, you'll meet again. But you won't meet as husband and wife. You'll meet as souls.
What happens? This breaks down the analogy and the understanding of soulmates.
Yes.
We are diving much more deeper in this conversation, and we're supposed to have the main topic.
You want to talk about soul ties now?
You know what? We're going to have another episode on that one because of, that one I have a lot of questions on that one. So we'll talk about it, please. Can we speak about soulmates and soul ties afterwards, okay?
Sure, and soul contracts. Because there's a whole lot people don't
get me
understand
started.
when it comes to soul contracts.
Don't get me started.
So that's another thing I'm trying to explain. Your soul contract with your wife was designed by you and her before you all came here.
Yes.
Right? You all agreed, Guti, one day in my journey and in her journey, we are going to meet. At that time, we will be trying to put together a podcast. And Mina, I would be a little bit less focused. And when you are going to come into my life to help me get focused. Because ultimately, we are here to learn. It's lessons. So your soul ascends through lessons. Because ultimately, all of us are subconscious of God, learning himself and observing himself through each and every one of us. So there is no you and me. We are all one in God.
Yes.
But you are Paul Mahlasela, God experiencing himself as Paul Mahlasela, God experiencing himself as Clifford. I don't know why he would choose that haircut though. Burn. So it's it's all of us, going back to God.
Yeah.
But we struggle sometimes, or sometimes we get attached.
Yeah.
Why did I say it like that? Attached to the earthly realm. The earthly realm, by the way, is the hardest realm there is.
Yes, it is. Yes.
Like, it's hectic here. There's so much pain.
Oh.
People are getting raped. People are getting sold. People are made into slaves. People buy taratana. People, they get jealous of each other. You wake up, Paul, every morning. Laphana edube. Kodwa umakhelwane okubukayo ukuthi hey mina ngeke ngihlale ngibukana noPaul uyavuka mina umntana muhlale ephenduka nelanga ahamba ayothatha something ayoyifaka lapha egate kini because efuna izinto za Paul go down. I mean, come on, it's a crazy world that we live in, but all of it, dark and light, comes together in a yin and yang form where we learn and learn and learn. Tons and tons of lessons to learn here.
I hear you, Mkhulu.
But the problem right now is the huge imbalance between good and evil. Evil has been winning in the last 100 years, guys. That's why we are now at the point where there's going to be this, or there has been this massive, massive spiritual awakening, because God wants to bring back the light.
Sir. And you are one of the...
You too, Mkhulu.
Yes.
We all have roles.
Yeah, we are
Clifford
one
is
of...
here. Une role naye.
Yes.
Umpo une role naye. The same as Malwande. Don't know what he's doing with his tongue. the same
Those
goes,
braces, man. What are those?
The same goes for Rubuhle.
Bro, with those braces, I don't think you have a place in heaven.
So we all have a role to play.
Yeah,
we all have
right.
a role to play.
You're
So
right.
that's why I always say, Guti, align to your path.
Yes.
Learn to know why God brought you here.
Yes.
And the more you fight against it, the more it persists.
Yes.
The more you resist, the more it persists.
Right. Getting down to Inda by
So yeah, we'll talk about soul ties and Kulu.
Some
We'll
other
talk
time,
about why people are calling their exes or dreaming of their exes.
Yes.
That episode on TikTok went over 1 million views because
Yes.
I think a lot of people are dreaming of their exes and they don't know why. They're like,
Yes.
Mkhulu, but I got over him. And I'm like, really? Are you really over him?
I also watched that video.
But it's not always that you're not over the person. It's not.
Yes.
Sometimes there's a reason behind it. It's fine. We'll discuss
We'll
it
touch
in
on
another
it.
episode.
At least you guys know like what our next episode is going to be about. So you better make sure that you tune in into that
Dreaming
one.
of your ex.
It's going to be exciting. But today's episode, remind me, Mkhulu, because we've spoken a landful about...
Today I wanted us to talk about something that's very, very important. Understanding culturally what are the things you need to do to raise a child.
A boy child.
Especially a boy child. Because we have put a lot of focus on how to raise a girl child, especially from a Zulu cultural perspective.
Yes.
So I did a video on TikTok. Where I was explaining the things that a girl child is taken through. So usually when she's 12 or 11, she'll get her first period, right? Then we do something called umhlonyane, where her virginity is checked. There's a goat that is used or a sheep that is used, and we go Msamo. Like I was explaining in the last episode, Msamo, we go and we announce, my daughter is a woman now. She had her first period. Sorry? Saying yeah. But the critical stuff that happens behind the scenes is older women talking to her and explaining to her what's happening to her body and explaining to her how it's important for her to be careful sexually, because now if she bekuthiwa uma udlala nomfana uzoba nemntwana uzokhulela. So those things were done to sort of put this moral fiber in the society. You're a woman now, so you don't want to just get pregnant now.
Yeah.
The nice thing about umhlonyane and umemulo is that umemulo happens at 21 years old, and it becomes like a contract between father and daughter, where daddy says, if you behave and you become a virgin until you are 21,
I'll buy you a car.
I'll buy you a cow, and I will have umemulo for you.
Mm.
Right. Now, the part of the process yomhlonyane is not just to check virginity. They also go to an area where they can go and do Zulu dance with all her friends there. Then the goat that was used, we take umhlwehlwe from it. Umhlwehlwe is fat around the stomach that is from the goat. That is that she puts on her shoulders. That umhlwehlwe, when she has it on her shoulders and it breaks, it's normally believed to be a sign that she's not really a virgin, kind of thing. But the core of it all, we're trying to teach the girl how to behave and how to look after herself. Then there comes a point where she is 21, and when she's 21, we do umemulo.
Yeah.
Similar things happen again, but with umemulo, we are saying, Guti, you've behaved, you've done very well. Now, people ask me, Guti, what if by the time you get to umemulo and you're no longer a virgin?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So, you take the skin from the stomach and you go emsamo light in pepper and explain, Guti, we are doing umemulo for my daughter, but she already has a baby or she already is no longer a virgin. But we feel it's important that as a father that I do this for her. Right. Now, when she is now at that age, memulo.
Yeah.
Remember when she was doing umhlonyane, she was being taught how to behave.
Yeah.
She was also being taught how easily pregnant she can get. You also speak to amadlozi during the process of umhlonyane and request them to protect the child, right?
Yeah.
Because she's a woman now. And rape her.
Yeah.
So they must protect her. When she's 21, she's now getting ready for marriage. So now she's getting taught about how to be a good wife and how to look after a household and blah, blah, blah. Right? Now, I then thought to myself, wait, we talk about how a woman should prepare herself from a young age. Like, be scared that you might be raped or protect yourself sexually so that you don't get pregnant.
Yes.
Then you get to 21 and then we say to you how to look after a husband and how to look after a home, But who's teaching the husbands to be ready?
Yes.
So I wanted to talk about that. So back in the days, there used to be similar steps and similar functions that were done traditionally for a boy. But with a boy, remember with a woman, it's the period that activates it and say, okay, now it begins.
Yeah.
With a boy, he will have his first wet dream.
Sir.
Right? People are children,
Clifford had that when he was 20, a late boomer.
So when the boy has his first wet dream and then he comes and asks, Ma, what's going on? Right? I don't know what's wrong with that boy. But anyways.
Because the father is not there, but it's another topic.
Absent fathers.
Yes.
But let's say that the father is there. So
Yes.
the son is going to go to the father and say, Daddy, I don't know what happened. Something strange at night. There was a woman in a dream and the woman did things.
Eish.
I woke up wet. And then the father says, oh, you are now a man.
Yes.
Right? Because you can release sperm.
Yes.
So then back in the days, the father would, again, just like how he did for the girl child, he will get a goat and he will go to the ancestors and announce, Abige, Uguti, my son is now a man. Right? Then he sits down with the son and teaches him about what happened in the dream. Basically, the birds and the bees. It's a discussion about sex.
Yeah.
But the whole point behind it is to teach the boy to not submit to his carnal urges and think that because he now he now can
Have now.
release
Suvuthiwe
sperm,
manje,
yeah,
yeah.
then he can just have sex with any woman,
Yes.
anyhow. So he is taught that this is how you meet a woman. And back in the days, the emphasis was you will only have sex when you are now married.
Yeah.
Masekucaciwe mfana wami, kwenziwa kahle umshado, then you can have sex.
Yeah. Singadiliza ke manje.
Yeah, so we had those things, but another thing that was done was there is something called izingwele.
Izingcwele.
Ngwele. Izingwele are like boy prefects. Laba okuyibona who take their son and they go ehlathini to go teach him about manhood.
In Zulu.
Yes. Remember, Xhosas go entabeni, angithi?
Yeah, they do it differently.
Bayoluka, but bayoluka, which is circumcision.
Bayochina. Bayoluka.
No, that's the word they use, amaXhosa. Ugoluka. Now, when they get to entabeni, it's not just about circumcision. There are things that they are taught about being a man. That's why mawuphuma laphana bathi awusonkwenkwe ngoku uyindoda.
Yeah.
You know, so other cultures had that, and they still continue with it. But in most Nguni cultures, it stopped. That's why I'm raising it. You need to teach your sons when they start becoming men how to be men.
Yeah.
And what does it mean to be a man? You take care of a woman. You don't beat up a woman. You take care of her. You love her. And you don't force yourself and submit to your carnal edges and submit to ulaga lako lil that you are born with because of your testosterone. Those things. There's something else that they did. Remember, with the female, they would check her virginity, right?
Mm-hmm.
The man, the boy, would be asked to go and masturbate at the river.
Oh.
And release sperm, right?
Yes.
When the sperm gets drawn down in the ear, so it goes down into the water, then it's perfect. It's good sperm. It means it can make babies. But when it floats on the water, there's a problem. That means you are infertile.
Oh.
So they identify it at an early age. Remember,
Whoa.
the whole concept is behind continuation of the species. So if you have a problem with infertility, it needs to be fixed right away. So that's when Usimos comes in, Africa, with the herbs, izimbiza, ukuthi umntwana sperm count sakhe sibe right, so that his sperm doesn't float.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're right. Damn, man. Whoa.
So no one is focusing on how to raise a boy child. So we have these sons now that are lost. They don't even know how to slaughter a cow, goat. They don't even know they don't even know how are they distributed when there's umsebenzi. All of those things that are quite critical. Another thing that needs to come back is the process of passing of the spear. Again, this comes back to absent fathers. A father is supposed to teach a son, Uguti, this is how things are done in this home. When I die, I'm now handing over this spear. Kuba khona umsebenzi, like an actual function, where again you go and announce with Imbuz. Uguti, I'm now handing over functions of a father to my eldest son. Or if the eldest son is useless, or maybe useless is a really harsh word, you could look for Indlali if I go to know this is the one I'm going to hand over a spear to. All of those things are no longer happening, but we are expecting our sons, our men, to not act crazy like they are acting. Everybody is too sexually driven right now, and everybody's not thinking about the morals of what we were taught, our ancestors were taught when they were growing up. Those are very, very critical things that I feel we need to bring back.
It's literally for me a full circle, because having touched on an episode where we spoke about absent fathers and the impacts of it, I do see it like play out here, as you are saying that, like for me, example, not having a present father, someone who's going to pass down the spear unto me so that I can, continue. Also for me, like the revelation of my life, the way things are happening, it it really makes sense to say, I guess I'll be the leader, I'll be the person who's going to be the anchor point, the pioneer of all those practices, rituals, and culture, isim to Saraqabe, like, and really bring it up, like that kind of thing.
So someone is going to ask, what happens, Mkulu, if my father died when I was 5 years old? Who's going to hand over the spear to me?
Yes.
The uncle.
Yes.
Your father's brother must hand over the spear.
Yes.
So someone's going to say, what if the entire family died?
Yes.
So you'll find yourself having this inner drive that you don't understand, that pushes you to go Mpumalanga and find out where your people are from.
Yes.
That's them handing over the spear to you from beyond the grave, so that you can understand how things were done in this household, and then you carry it on, because you had to be forced to do research. I had to drive to Swaziland to go and find out where the Sishi people come from in 2012. And I drove and I found the Matendras, and I was told, no, Sishis come from Matendra. And I'm like, yeah, that's true. Mastarazela city, Mwaba Sishi Matendra, by cool. And they're like, exactly. So then I asked when I was in Swaziland, okay, so where do Matendra people come from?
Yeah.
And they said Malawi. And I said, I am not driving to Malawi.
Hell no. Miss me with that. But we will one day be at Malawi, maybe doing a show there.
Fly. If you're saying fly, okay.
Definitely.
I am not driving to Malawi.
Then, Mukulu, with all that being said, right? So, like now the society and everything is different. Obviously, like Kumfana says fully
No.
and all of that. What do you think we can do to change the narrative or to like create betterment? Like in general, cheating on that our generation can do to make sure that like it's like become better.
So, the one thing that I from a cultural perspective that I always suggest, and what I'm trying to achieve with this podcast, is that firstly, Clifford, we need to know where we're coming from. That's our foundation. And yes, traditions have morphed over the years. There are things that we can't do anymore because we've learned we should be better as a society. Like the wars that we used to have, we don't have as many wars that we used to have. There was something that was quite traditional and allowed back in the days, the process yoktwalwa, where you will point at your neighbor's daughter and tell your family because you wanted to be your wife. Like that's basically force. And until she agrees to be your wife.
Whoa.
Even though she does.
No.
I know, like it was happening. I think I saw a program in 2009 that it was still happening in some parts of Eastern Cape in young girls like 12 years old, and they were asking for the government to step in because it's not right. There are, I think, the Maasai people in North Africa. There's also cultures where they mutilate a woman's clitoris so that she can never experience sexual gratification, because they believe that women shouldn't enjoy sex. So, Baba, they would take like sticks, and I've seen that thing on a program on TV, and they put it on a clitoris, and they go like this until it bleeds so that it gets mutilated.
Oh, how did you mention that? Yes.
So I'm trying to say that there are archaic things from culture that need to go away, but there are good things from culture that need to come back. So we start there. So we talk about, okay, we always talk about raising a girl child. We even have a program where we say take a girl child to work.
Yes.
But no one says take a boy child to work.
Yes.
And then we wonder why. So Mina, I'm saying, Guti, government, society, communities need to come together and say, hey, listen, we have to have programs where we teach our sons not to rape. where we teach our sons.
Yes.
So, Abona Manje Clifford, we are going to modernize it. Teach our sons how to do taxes.
Yes.
Teach our sons how to open a bank account.
Yes.
Teach our sons how to get finance for car finance. What to do when you get a job. How do you sign for a contract? Don't just sign for a contract when you get your first job. Ask them to give you a dummy payslip so that you can see where the medical aid goes, where life cover goes, and all those things. Teach our sons practical things that are important. Teach our sons how to love.
Most important.
Because they don't know. They don't know. So, Mina, I'm thinking it needs to start with us.
Yes.
And there are many podcasts like this. But there needs to come to a point where this is accessible to everyone on the streets. Right now, some boys on the Orlando street, they don't think they need to hear what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But when the time comes and your son comes to you and he's crying, he says he's heartbroken by his girlfriend. You don't even know what to say to him because your dad never taught you this. Your dad never taught you to love. Your dad never taught you intimacy. And by intimacy, I'm not talking about sex. I'm talking about you being close to the opposite sex and learning to know how to control your anger, learning to know how to control your edges. Because nowadays, there's a show, my wife was making me watch it, gosh.
The moment you say gosh, it was bad.
there's a show called Amakrut Man. These are grown-ass men who are sleeping around, and it's being glorified on television because they are rich. You know, what are we saying to the moral fiber of the society if that's what we're feeding people? So someone is going to say to me, but Nkulu, that's what people want to see because that's the real world. Granted, yes, it's the real world, but it doesn't make it right.
Let's change it.
Because where we're going now, we're going to have reality television where people are recording a woman being raped. And what are we going to say? You're going to say to me, no, but it's real world. Women are being raped.
We are creating awareness.
So, yeah, we're creating awareness. And the poor child is being raped, and you are recording because you want to feed society. You say, no, Mina, I'm holding a mirror to society. No, it's wrong. If it's wrong, let's work on finding a solution to fix it. And one of the ways to fix it, ngesiZulu sithi zibanjwa semaphuphu, zigotshwa semanzi. So when the child is still young, especially the boy child, and we teach him how to love, and we teach him how to handle a wife, how to handle a woman from a young age, and how we modernize it, teach him how to handle finances, we're going to have a different society.
Yeah.
We like Indian families, they teach their children from a young age how
They
to
teach
do
them business. At a very young
bookkeeping.
age. Yes.
Bookkeeping.
They take them to like to their stores. They operate the till.
Yeah.
Even Chinese.
You know, so you need to start thinking that way. What am I going to teach my son from a young age? Because nowadays we live in a society that says, no, Mina, I want my son to be whatever he wants to be. That's why ingane are lost. Minubabu say I can be whatever I want. Then uhleli laphana studio samngani wakhe wenza a hip hop album that will never come together. Because he thinks ukuthi that because he can do a few rhymes, he's now a hip hop artist.
Malande, man. Hey, Malande. Hey, Malande. I told you about this thing. Now it has to manifest. Now it has to manifest like this.
So sometimes kids really just want direction. So you look at what the child is good at in school, and then you give them direction and say, Mpanam, I don't think hip hop is gonna work. Let's have hip hop as a hobby. But ngiyakubona, you're very good in maths, man. You're very good in drawing. Why don't you learn architecture and start drawing houses when you are older? You know, then the child has this thing in his mind, ubaba ute, and then the child does the right things. This thing, yokuthi silokesitshela abantwana ukuthi no, you can be whatever you want. You can't, guys. You can't be whatever you want. Jobs are driven by the economy and they are driven by what's happening in the world.
Currently, yes.
So you can't say you are going to be the next Mutsipe. How are you going to be the next Mutsipe? How are you going to get there? then the child gets confused. They move from varsity to varsity. They are clever, by the way, passer. But Dad, I don't want to do engineering anymore. Oh, okay, son. What do you want to do? Dad, I want to be an anchor, SABC news anchor. Oh, okay. So, next year, something else. Next year, something else.
Oh.
And then we now have a generation of kids that are lost, that suddenly all went to get a job in the call center because it was the easily accessible job that I could get. And then they don't want to be in a call center. Then you phone the call center and you get an angry call center agent that goes to you, ID number, ID number.
I get you, Mkhulu. But it's true, Mkhulu, what you're saying. Yeah. You as much plastic. Yeah, man, it's true, Mkhulu, because, most of us, more especially, I'm going to speak for myself, talking from my experience. I don't like to speak about indaba zabantu, but I like to look into this, everything that you're saying as a mirror for myself, because I'm learning through this podcast, and I hope other people are learning. We are all learning. Most of us, especially after high school, after matric, life after school, we get confused on what to do.
Yeah.
I remember, just after matric, I was also a rapper. Initially I wanted to be a male nurse, to do pursue that, career into medicine and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But now I now do herbal medicine, Simos Africa.
Nice.
I'm now a distributor for that one. Yeah.
So 360.
Yeah, it's a 360.
Come together.
That kind of thing.
Yeah.
But then I did music. Like all this sound engineering that you see here, that's when I learned it. And again, it's another 360 because I took that gap year 2017 to learn, sound recording, sound mastering, sound engineering at my own, room that my uncle gave to me. And I was recording Clifford. Yeah, like that's where I met Clifford. The first time I met Clifford, he came to record a song, And I was also like doing music on my side. I remember when I made the decision, no, man, music is going to take me time, because there's a lot of gatekeeping, there's a lot of selling your soul, So the
DJ
moment...
Maporis. Sorry.
They're saying in this
Sorry,
podcast.
just flip DJ
No, I'm
Maporis
not.
out, please.
Because we still want him in the podcast. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
It's that kind of thing. Making the realization. I remember I had this conversation like with my friend Gavin, and I don't know if I had it with Clifford also. Making the decision to say I'm gonna now pursue entrepreneurship, be a businessman. Because also I realized when I was in college, studying HR, that no man, I have this thing about me, about like just running a business or a company, stuff like that. I found that when I was majoring in business and communications, so that's business management and marketing entirely.
Yeah.
And then having to switch now as I'm really trying to be an entrepreneur. You see, the way I move now. I still record songs, but maybe I'll release one song a year, and then just keep quiet because there's a poet in me, there's a writer in me.
Yes.
I still love music, but you see the confusion that I went through 2017, wanting to become a famous rapper, investing money into music, buying all the equipment, some like just one mic that we are using, I still have it even now, everything, that whole entire confusion. But it would have been better if I had a dad, someone to hold my hand and guide me, but also our current dads, we are raising Abo Baba, Abakunda Makati, njengabo before, right now. Amakhotman, Aba go for Abo, on a Sunday and open the boots and then, they drink. Like, that's what you say that, okay, what can he teach me? Can he really teach me about spiritual stuff? You were even saying the other time that no
cleansing booze.
Like no cleansing booze, like they lack a lot of knowledge, more especially when it comes to singing, to culture and spiritual stuff, because they are the elders, they are the leaders who are supposed to teach us. And I always say, I sat with the elders in my family, asking them about umlando womndeni, itakazelo zomndeni, zakamahlasela.
Yes.
Yo, Mkhulu, it was really difficult, because of nabo they are confused,
They don't know,
that kind of thing.
Yes.
So now as, like a young fella, I must then go deeper, I must meditate,
By yourself.
and really, find all that by myself. It gets really difficult.
Yeah.
Even worse, on top of that, we have absent fathers.
Yes.
So that's where you are right, Mkhulu. We really need to nurture the star seeds.
Yes.
The generation that is coming up. abokhanya kanje, abantwana bakho Clifford.
Yeah.
You know, our kids right now at this
Yes.
age, luckily, you know, our generation, but I'm 2000, I am more. I don't want to speak about I'm 2000. These guys by much, but hopefully, you know, they get into their awakening because this podcast is for them.
Yes.
You know, they'll get into that point to say, yo, man, let us really, you know, like wake up, sivuke, and really start to be, you know, the people who change this whole entire narrative.
Yes.
You know, because really and truly, men who do bad things to their women or to the people that interact with, trust me, there was a seed that was planted in them when they were young that was negative. So
Yeah.
now this seed has grown. You know, for me, I really want to say I'm very grateful and I'm very thankful to my mom. You know, my mom really raised me. That woman, as a single parent, yes, I did have a dad.
Yeah.
Who also, you know, shaped me, you know, like the way I am right now. My stepdad was so kind. You know, my stepdad was so sweet.
Yeah.
Was so humble, very chill.
Yeah.
You know, if you know, my mom is the cheeky type, the loud type. You know, but my mom, like my dad, would just, you know, be able to calm her down. You know? And I learned that to do him. Wow, this is how you handle a woman.
Yeah.
You know, just watching that indirectly. But also, I'm thankful to my mom because of, you know, she taught me how to cook, the chores and everything. She's
Yes.
like, "Mntanam, angifuni masengekho like uhlupheke umfazi wakho angafuni ukuphekela."
Yes.
You know, so I'm able to do and take care of myself, grooming and everything because of her. You know, so then let's speak about that, you know, a bit, you know, touch on that a bit to say, okay, let's speak about absent fathers. Some other fathers, they're absent because of their choice. We touched on it on the last
Yes,
episode. Let's touch on, you know, natural or causes of them being absent, not by choice.
Yeah.
Let's just say they passed away. What is the role of the mother in grooming and growing and like a boy child?
Yeah. I just remember the stupid joke when you were speaking about stepdads.
Yes.
So there was a picture and this guy standing next to a stepladder
Yes.
and it's written, "This is my stepladder. I never knew my real ladder."
Ayivale le show. Ayivale. So cancel impela umkhulu sishi.
So anyways, what I wanted to say in closing, I like Clifford's question
Yes.
because I don't think he's the only one that's been asking himself this.
Yes.
How do we sow this into the moral fiber of the community, especially the Black community?
Yes.
So I'm saying, imagine this. What if these things that we're talking about here are put in a curriculum in school, all the way up to varsity, where Umkhulu Sishi can be invited, or Untingiza, or whoever, or Vivio Mkiza, to come and speak to students who already were groomed from a primary about learning about how do you patha if you Zulu, how do you slaughter if you Tswana, how do you do this, that. Singcwaba kanjani in our culture, in different cultures in sub-Saharan Africa.
Yes.
Imagine if that could be taken so seriously that it's in our schools, up to a point where even what I'm talking about, what we were talking about today, teaching boys in school, maybe there'll be a day where girls are told, "Oh no, on this day in the month, you don't have to come to school, only boys come to school."
Yes.
And then boys are being taught by their teachers, young Black boys, taught by their
That would be so
teachers
beautiful.
how to love, how to take care of children, how to take care of finances, and taught how to slaughter a goat. How do you wear ispandla? How do you patha? How do you speak to ancestors? How do you pray? All of those things become an actual curriculum where we don't care what the West is doing, but we are going back to Africa. Zulu City, Aziema Siswe.
Yes.
So that's us now saying, Guti, we are taking this serious because we want to fix the moral fiber of the country.
Sir, that's what I'm saying. Spirit Matters podcast. It's not. It's like for now, it's still a podcast, but really and truly, it's an institute for all of us. We're gonna get there. Do your help, please. You know, this is like a life mission. You know, Kulisishi may not be there tomorrow. I may not be there tomorrow, but we need people who are going to be able to carry this thing, like on behalf of us and really just carry on like the whole entire vision. But other than that, man, I hope you take this conversation into consideration and you look into the things that we've spoken about, more especially the teachings that Mkulu Tishi has shared. Fathers who are there, shout out to you guys. I feel like as fathers, we have improved. Like the new generation of fathers, they are really there. They are there for their kids. They take their kids to crash. They are there on the meetings. They are really involved. So shout out to you guys. Thank you for your contribution.
And
you guys,
the stepfathers, thank you for stepping up.
Also, yeah. Yeah, thank you guys. Shout out to you. Please, keep going. Aluta, continua. We I feel like Mkulu, like the next thing that we need to touch on is really normal, like really trying to build on a normal family structure where there's a father and a mother. Because I feel like most of us come out from, a dislocated, family structures where we're only raised by single mothers, and that is not normal. When you check into other races, I don't like to bring them up, like the whites, the Chinese, and the others. Both parents are there. Okay, maybe like most of the population, maybe 60%, or maybe 51%. But most of the population, they still have normal family structures. It's only us as Black people, man. So there's a lot, guys. But other than that, we are closing it here. Thank you for watching. Again, from me and the team, we love you. We're going to check you on the next episode. As always, same time, same place. Every Tuesday, we are dropping an episode. Please make sure that you subscribe because there's more and more content that's going to come. When you subscribe, you're actually helping us. You are helping us big time. You may not realize it, but you are helping us. You are also making the YouTube algorithm to suggest our content to more and more people. We are trying our best by improving the team, improving the venue, improving the production, improving everything, the audio. Please do your part also. Don't let us down, man. Just subscribe, like, leave your comment, and we'll see you on another one. Thank you.
So was that.